Welcome everyone to another exciting episode of the Your Little Castle Show. In studio, Rob Schmersahl, a mortgage specialist and an expert in the industry for 25 years. Also a teammate of mine. We're on the same Team Flowers.
Yeah, Team Flowers.
And we even, while we get into that, let's talk about our sponsors. And they've been a sponsor of the show for a long time now. If you look up on the wall behind us here, Carroll House Furniture, because you like nice things in your little castle. So we put that up there for everybody because it's just neat to have Carroll House Furniture, such a big supporter for us and what we do here. So also then USA Mortgage, Team Flowers, we love support there, has been for a long time now, going close to a year.
Yeah.
I think we hit a 1 year anniversary. Talked to Steve the other day. This partnership, we're really doing a lot to help the community. The mortgage world has effectively flipped upside down, some people would say, in the last year or two. It's kind of like back, a lot of people get freaked out. It's actually kind of more back to the way it was, right? This is the way it was, and we didn't have these crazy low rates. We're kind of back where we were, and it's taken a little time for everybody to acclimate. But with that, we wanted to bring in our office expert. Essentially, Rob, you help run the office.
Yeah.
And make sure every loan gets done. And tell everybody about your role and what we're working on together here.
Yeah, so Carter, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. It's pretty exciting to be here in studio and talk a little bit about the mortgage industry and more specifically, our team and what we can do not only for the direct clients, but the partnerships that we can have with realtor partners and financial planners and things like that as we progress. I know we'll talk about that a little bit further as we get through, but basically what I do is kind of run the office from a sales and operational perspective regarding deals getting done. I as you said, I've been in the business for about 25 years, and I've been a loan originator. I still am a loan originator. I have run, an operational platform for large companies, and I worked with USA Mortgage for a number of years, ran a branch a number of years ago, and back with them just over a year now, working with Steve and the Flowers team. And my goal is to basically see how we can get every deal done. Whether it's a specific product, whether it's making sure we put people into the right product, making sure that the process runs smoothly for the borrower, process runs smoothly for the realtor. Because the goal, obviously, is when you get under contract and you have a partner, is to get closed. And we do that, I think, about as good as anybody in the industry. From the time that we pre-approve a borrower to the time that we get them under contract to the time it's closed, we do a very, very good job of making it pain-free as best as we possibly can. It's buying a house is a challenging transaction. It's stressful for a lot of people, and our goal is to take that stress away and get it from, I like to say, from A to Z as best as we with as little stress and best as we possibly can for the borrower and realtor.
Well, great point you make there, because as somebody who has been in the industry actually for a number of years, depending on what role I played, back in 2008, I was processing loans.
Yeah.
And then the world kind of changed there too. That was the big, and then they made everybody licensed and all the stuff they do. So I licensed myself years later, but along the way I did a lot of the marketing. And finally a buddy of mine said, "Hey man, you are great at marketing for online. Get your license and we'll do this." And I tell you, I've personally experienced, and this is just with the way the world works, but something obviously to consider, it affected me, where you end up doing your loans has a big impact, because if these loans don't get done, and I went to work for a mortgage company, I won't name, and the loans weren't getting done.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a problem, Mike? You get people literally ready to move into a house, they're depending on that, the job is tied to it, and all the other things that are going into where the family's going to go to school and everything, and the loan wasn't getting done. And how often it seemed like back in the day, there were a lot of these mortgage companies would pop up because, hey man, we can make a lot of money if we just start a mortgage company. And then you got to go with the people and the names that you can really trust. And USA now has been around for decades,
right,
and has led the industry. And when I first heard the name USA 15 years ago, 20 years ago, I was like, oh wow, it must be a big national company. And then they're expanding in St. Louis. They're based out of St. Louis.
Based in St. Louis, yeah. Our headquarters is on Olive, right in Creve Coeur, and gosh, it's been there for decades. The headquarters hasn't changed. It's just we've kind of taken over other areas of the building, because of over expansion. And our primary focus, your and I's primary focus here is Missouri and the Illinois market. But we are a national company now. I mean, we can actually do business, I believe, in 48 states. I say 48, not 50, because there are a couple states in that it's challenging to do business in, across the country, just because of licensing requirements or limitations that might occur. But our primary focus, of course, is the Missouri side, St. Louis County, St. Charles County, Franklin County, Jefferson County, and then of course across the river, see Busch Stadium when you cross and take a look over there, and then over in St. Clair County, Madison County, Southern Illinois. I mean, we have a very, very strong presence and relationships over there too.
Well, and that's where you really get down to back to that point. And like I said, this actually did happen to me, and I was like, I can't continue working in this fashion because I got people who depend on me. I've got a reputation to maintain. And I said, who can I go to? So I called up my buddy Steve, and I said, Steve, hey man, I understand there's a way you can transfer licenses pretty easily. How can we do this? And I had actually another interim with another guy who was great, kind of had a different vision with regard to, like, I like to do the television and the marketing and all of that strategic stuff. And I reached out to Steve and said, hey, I actually had somebody else pitch me to say, hey man, come over here. We got this kind of a signing bonus kind of thing they do, whatever.
Yeah.
And I said, well, hold on. I owe it to my buddy Steve. And you guys, I didn't realize, I think at the time you had been working with Steve forever, back in the day and again. And when it came all together, I'm like, this is like coming home.
Yeah.
This is dynamite. So when you have that kind of a group to work with, that's when how important is it to make sure that the job gets done?
Yeah.
And that's so often, I've heard the horror stories. I've been involved with some of them where I was just like, what's going on here? Why is this taking 8 and 10 weeks and still things haven't been done? That's the last thing you want. And so you want somebody you know you can count on. And USA, Team Flowers, Rob, myself, and really it's just dynamite to be part of this team, because now I can really count on the fact that I just say, hey everybody, me, the Cardinal Cowboy, this is where I put my hat on. I will not stand by anything that doesn't get done, isn't done the right way. Everybody knows Mama Rethwisch. My mom, boy, she was the strict one. They've named the building after her at the high school because she's helped so many people, had such an impact. But she was on me. She was the one that kept me alive. Dad was the one that always encouraged me. But the bottom line is we've got to get things done. And when people are dependent on this, it's great to be teamed up with such a powerful team. And that works a lot to help some of the partners that we work with and team up with people with that. We'll come back to that in just a minute. But Rob, let's talk a little bit about some of the variety of products and what they are is really when you're buying a house, you're just like, I just want the loan done. To me, it's just a loan as a consumer. But there's a number of ways those loans get done because of the way they get offered and certain guidelines that they have for each. Talk a little bit about that and why USA Mortgage has such a plethora of that to make sure that these things do get done and the consumer gets the best option for themselves.
Absolutely, Carter. And one of the things that that I've learned over the years is that there are certain there are other companies that may specialize in a certain product, and then some offer everything, and they may not know. They may offer something, but they may not have the knowledge of it, and that's the one thing that I believe that maybe that certainly sets us apart from a product perspective is that we have experts in every product that's available. There's, of course, we have the conventional conforming 30-year fixed product. We offer FHA, we offer VA, we have in some of the outlying markets where rural development is available, USDA, that's available. We have a member of our team that specializes in renovation loans, where you can purchase a property that may not be in the ideal condition that you want it at the time you buy it, but you can put money into it, and basically we're lending in the off the after improved value. We offer reverse mortgages as an option for seniors that are looking to tap into equity. You know, we have a jumbo line that works for people with high dollar purchases where the loan amounts are greater than the the standard conforming limit. We work with different bond programs. You know, here in Missouri, we have Missouri Housing, MHDC, which is a down payment assistance program. On the Illinois side, we have IDA, which is Illinois Housing, that works as a down payment assistance program. So, I think I'm pretty comfortable that we have every box checked when it comes to a mortgage program. There are a handful, and I say handful, of what we call non-QM products that exist out there that for somebody that, let's say, self-employed, that has a hard time showing income on a tax return. We do offer a program, non-QM programs, which basically means non-qualified mortgages that we can calculate income based off of deposits from a bank statement. We don't see a lot of those, but just want to it's there. It's there for the for the consumer. If and you go back to the you said something before that I've heard you say the word a number of times during our conversation, is the word team. And I just think that's what makes that's what makes our company and makes our group so good, is that we truly focus as a team. We have such a strong sales support from at the beginning of the origination. We have such a strong operational side, that processes loans quickly, that underwrites loans quickly. We have a strong closing team that gets documentation to title companies quickly and on time. Things like that, and that's where it goes. Is that when you are part of our team, you're getting Class A service, and we don't just focus on one area. We don't just focus on sales. We're strong, from the sales to the operation of the closing, and then of course we'll talk about marketing here in a little while too. But I've worked for a handful of companies in my career, and there's no doubt that USA from top to bottom, and our team from top to bottom, is the strongest I've ever been a part of.
Absolutely critical when it really boils down to what you're looking for as a home buyer, right? You want to make sure this thing gets done. And if I hadn't, I guess I just don't want to overemphasize that, but at the same time, I dealt with it in an issue where, as a guy who's been around the community for quite a while, as a matter of getting my license, I just started saying, I'm going to reach out to the people I know. Had a long list, I won't say the number, but it was a large number considering most of the people that said, oh my gosh, how many people? I'm like, well, I've been saving this up for a while, and I got a lot of friends, people that trust me. And then when the loans literally were not getting done, I'm like, I got to go somewhere else. Yeah. And how disheartening is that for all of the people that are putting their loan apps in and going, I'm looking to get this rate, I want to get my house, I got to move, I got to refinance, I got to pay some bills, and that doesn't get done. And it's been great with USA Mortgage. Every time I have a question, every time there's something that comes up, every time there's a loan that has to get done, guys, you're not counting on the Cardinal Cowboy to do your whole loan. I can count my team, and it includes Rob and a number of others here. I'm going to put up on the wall for everybody. You can see this is our, there we go, our Team Flowers Facebook page. And you can see tons of information out there that allows you to learn a little bit more about what is going on in the industry, the specific topics that you've got to deal with, the certain subjects that may come up. But there's Steve and Emily, proud to be part of that team, and we literally have a team that can help to make this thing happen. At the same time, I'm going to switch over to our TV wall number 2, the big wall. Here's Rob's page, and we all get our page on the USA Mortgage website, and talk about a professional organization that just makes it easy for us to do our jobs, because they make all of our information readily available so that people can easily find us. And when you get down to it, you got to have an organization that you can count on that will get the job done. And that's dynamite when you're talking about USA Mortgage. Probably the most trusted name in St. Louis with regard to doing mortgages and all that. So I do have a page too. I'm going to flip over here. Yeah,
let's see your page.
Here's
for sure.
My page.
There you go.
Up there. And yeah, I got my cool hat that I'm known for around the community, and there it is. But I'm a licensed mortgage loan originator, and I like that term originator because I originate these things. I help people. I get them. I'm known. People know to come to me because I'm known in the community. But if you want to approach me about this, I'm easy to find. That's the one reason a lot of people have told me, says, Carter, if there's ever a problem, and that's where the real importance of having a substantial background behind you is that my dad always used to tell me, everything's fine and easy until there's a problem.
Yeah.
And when there's a problem, who's there to fix the problem?
Yeah.
And that's what's really exciting about having USA Mortgage and everything they got there. I'm a web developer too, everybody. I did not create these web pages, trust me. These are pretty hardy, in-depth, very fluent, and easy to find the information you need. So that's key to what we want to do to help those who need to. And to touch on that again, the mortgage industry has changed, but people are still buying and selling houses, right?
That's correct.
Market is still hot. Your interest rate may be a little higher, and there's a lot of strategy to that to understand the different ways to handle that loan. Talk about that if you would for a second, Ron.
Yeah, there's a kind of a saying that's kind of hit the market over the last year or so, which is buy your house, rent your rate, and kind of what that means is obviously interest rates are higher than they have been in a while. Fall back 2 years ago, we were dealing with rates in the 3s and the 4s, and obviously rates are a little bit, higher now, and sometimes that will deter people or get them a little concerned about buying. But remember, always, you just have to remember too that the house itself, if you want to buy, if you need to buy, the house is there. When the market makes an adjustment or interest rates start to decline, and I want to be careful to say that I don't know when that's going to happen, but obviously we've seen 2 years ago they were low, so we know that interest rates will move up and down, and when that opportunity comes to refinance, we're obviously there to handle that. And being a previous customer, pricing is better. The process is much quicker. We have the majority information from the original transaction. So, again, that's kind of where that question mark pops in of the saying, buy the house and rent the rate. But it's still strong. I mean, the real estate market is still strong, and we're seeing situations where multiple offers are being made on houses, and when you're a buyer or an agent presenting an offer to a seller presenting an offer, it's you have to have pre-approval letter, and that's one of the things that we focus on is getting borrowers fully pre-approved, where the only thing that we need at the end, appraisal, title, and homeowners insurance. I mean, we're getting them pre-approved to where they are, their income, their credit, their assets, all that stuff's been reviewed prior to offering the contract. And so when you have that, ironclad pre-approval, or you have that solid pre-approval from a lender like USA Mortgage, and you're a realtor that's presenting that to the listing agent, it strengthens the ability for your offer to be accepted, because they're going to look at it and go, look, this isn't just a borrower that nilly-willy is putting an offer in. This is a borrower that is solid. I mean, because you made the point earlier, Carter, more than anything, is that if you're a seller and you accept a contract, what do you want more than anything? You want that deal to close. I mean, that's the number one factor. So when you have a buyer that is that's fully pre-approved and from a quality lender like USA here in St. Louis and in Southern Illinois, it makes that acceptance that much better, and it's that helps the realtor, and that's helps the selling agent, helps the buying agent, makes everybody feel comfortable, when that transaction, when we have an accepted contract. So.
Well, that's when it boils down to it. We're here to your little castle is all about helping the community and the leaders showing the leaders in the community, and because this is what makes the community flow. First, most essential of it, I joke about this or make reference to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? And the first one is safety and security, shelter, right? You need a place to live.
A place to live.
And outside of that, you can start to take down the other things that are very important, but not as important as having a nice, stable home and that area where you can just find peace and get done what you need to get done, so that you can do what you do with your life and do what you do to make this world a better place too. All right, with that, let's talk a little bit about some of the advantages we offer at USA.
I have walked into the corporate office a number of times, and we have an area that that has a printer that is similar to what, you know, maybe the Death Star looked like in Star Wars. One of the aspects of that print shop in-house is it gives us the ability to print and work on co-branded material with our realtor partners, even financial planner partners. One of the things that we do that I think is pretty impressive, we have a marketing system besides the big printer, but we also have a marketing system that helps with the creation of all these types of flyers, marketing booklets, pamphlets, postcards, all these things. We have just a huge variety of already pre-made material. We have the capability of creating custom-made print material. And one of the things that that's kind of exciting that still goes on quite a bit, even though that we are in such a digital world, is there's a program that we utilize with realtors when we co-brand. It's called EDDM, and it's part of the United States Postal Service. It's every door direct mail, and basically what it's doing is that it allows us to send co-branded material to specific postal routes instead of creating or obtaining a list of specific people. And you might say, well, what makes that better? And the answer is, it's a hell of a lot cheaper because what you're doing is you're sending to a route versus paying for individual postage for that necessarily that individual home or address, whatever you're trying to do. So that's become a big co-branding material. Another thing that we do that we are very social media centric. We do Facebook, Instagram, but what we try to do with a lot of things when it comes to social media and a lot of things is again the co-branding of material. We have a great app for your smartphone. That app is easily presented to a customer by text or email. It provides information. We co-brand the app with the realtor and the loan originator. Allows a person to complete an application right there on their phone. It allows them to upload documentation. It's got a mortgage calculator on it for them to help with calculation of payment. I mean, Carter, even though we sit here and we talk about print advertising is still existence, the stuff that we do from a technology perspective is second to none in the industry.
So it is important, we believe, that if you need to get a loan for your house, call Rob or myself. I'm easy to find, Carter Rethwisch, aka the Cardinal Cowboy, a mortgage loan officer. There's my phone number. There's my information. Call me directly. That's my cell phone number, 314-504-9007. If you Google search Carter Rethwisch, the Cardinal Cowboy stuff, but type in there USA Mortgage, and then you'll see on my page that we have up here behind me. That's the picture we've got on the page for our USA site, and just great information, great insight, great things we can do for you, because this is literally the best place I know for anyone. If they need to get a loan, go to USA Mortgage. And then guys like Rob are going to make sure it all gets done. Rob, talk about why it's so important to have this system in place for what we can do to help people.
Absolutely. Important. If you are interested in buying, get pre-approved. That's the key. Making sure that you are prepared, make sure that you are ready. Even if you just say, I'm not sure, I'm not 100% sure. You know what? Let's give you some peace of mind. Let's make sure that you know what purchase price, you know what loan program, you know how much down payment you may need. Maybe you don't need down payment. You know, going through the pre-approval process, Carter, is the most important thing at the beginning stage to make sure that you are ready to buy. Your real estate agent will appreciate that. When you finally make an offer, the listing agent will appreciate that more than anything. Walking in there with a USA mortgage, I'm pre-approved, I can buy. That's the key.
All the materials, everything you can ever dream of, everybody. We can do it all. We have it all. Realtors, we can really make it easy for you. Get a hold of us. Anything you can imagine, printed, available for you. The great app that will help you to make sure you get everyone into the system easily, all available. We make it easy. Give me a call, Carter Rethwisch, a.k.a. the Cardinal Cowboy, a mortgage loan officer, 314-504-9007. I'd love to help you. Talk about how we work with realtors in particular, because we've had a number of realtors on our show here.
Yeah.
And really just want to help those leaders in our community, the different realtors who stand out. Get a hold of us. I can put realtor on the show at any given time, because we just love highlighting those kinds of people.
Yeah, I'm going to reference. I've loved this conversation because there's another word that's going to come up here. We've touched on, but I'm going to emphasize it. And it's the term partner. Realtor partner. That's the whole key to this. Is that what we're looking to do, and I know you are, is we're looking to to generate partnerships with realtors, with realtor teams to help co-brand, co-market. I mean, the list of the things that we can do. There's no end to it.
Half hour goes very quickly, everybody. I'm going to show up on the screen here as I zoomed in. This is an example. I said, Rob, can we do this? This is from The Judge. A lot of people know the Cowboy Judge show. A lot of people are familiar with that show. This is the kind of stuff we can print. And look at what we did here. They took still images out of our interviews. Boy, does that make you look cool. What realtor would like to put their team on something like this after they've been a guest on our show? We have all those images that you can use. So dynamite stuff that can be done with all the creativity that's out there. So thanks for tuning in. We're going to talk some more, but this is the end of what you'll see on ABC. Stay tuned for more, everybody. Giddy up.